Hello everyone, today I'm going to do some test hands against the blind decks. We're gonna assume like half of the deck it'll be Snake Eye or um, possibly like Board Breaker, Snake Eye, or the Wistless. So I made a small change to my list according to the YCS rally, and it's just the 1 over to Nibiru because there were more Snake Eye, and I was gonna fit total of 3 both side. And I'm just playing one more SP because if I ever play against the board breaker uh, Despia or the board breaker Snake Eye Kashtira, stuff like that, then I can play my turn with the SP setup, and then if the turn passes, then I can also make second SP. So I'm gonna go to solo mode and then just assume you go first and do the test hand. So this hand is pretty easy. Another thing to keep in mind is that people now play draws in the main, so um yeah, but like we play shifter, so if you ever have that draw with that card, so that's pretty good. With this hand, you kind of want your planet to be ashed, right? And some people do that. I mean, they shouldn't be, but and so like this card can be impermed, but we do have Theosis, but we don't have the birth. So Theosis can bring out the Rise are guaranteed, right? And also we are doing Shifter. I mean, sorry, the Theosis can bring out the Fenrir guaranteed. So this search would be Rise Art, and then because we have the Shifter, Rise Art can banish the birth, and we can get the birth that way, even if this unicorn gets negated by Imperm. So first, we're gonna start with the Resource. If they ash it, that's good. If they don't, we do chain the Shifter so that they cannot respond to draw on the res. So we do get the Rise Art, and then Unicorn Spare Summon, declare the search. I'm just gonna assume that this got imperm, right? Because it's a fair imperm, because now they know we are on pure Kashtira after searching this. So now I'm gonna Spare Summon the Rise Art, and that means we are locked into the Xyz, but we're gonna Theosis anyways, right? Say that we normal summon this, we're gonna Theosis any regardless. So like even if we F, like we can't really do anything else, right? Unless like I don't know, this got if this searched the birth, then we could have went to link plays. Well, yeah. To do that, bench their 3 cards. Target the Rise Heart because we're gonna bring out the Finro. And then because the Theosis is getting banished, we get to add back the birth. And then Fenrir can grab honestly anything, but because we are on the shifter, like if they out our birth, for example, then our stuff will be banished, right? So that way, if birth is banished or like if birth is SP in general, and our zone is not completely empty, this card can always just bring himself out or stir summon and grab birth by banishing Theosis from deck. So this is the search. And here, we're not gonna extend because they impermed us once. If they imperm the Fenrir, we can consider extending more. Uh, our hand is not like that. We can extend like as much as we want, but I'm just saying if we hand trapped us just once, they still could have been Nibiru. So we're just gonna summon only 4 times. But a lot of people don't respect the triple tech, and now especially because some decks are playing triple tech in the main deck, and also like Despia plays Thrust search into triple tech. It's pretty important to overlay using the Fenrir, and then that way we can bring out Fenrir from our deck. So if they triple tech our Fenrir, then uh, it'll stay in defensive even though they want to change it. So we're gonna just pass here. We're not gonna like some normal summon this out or anything. I mean, yeah, obviously we activate this, but to respect Nibiru, because you're assuming they hand trapped us once when they could hand trap us more on like Fenrir, for example. So here during the opponent's turn, we'll try to bring out the Fenrir. And again, another reason why it's pretty just valid to summon only 4 times It's because you resolve the shifter and we have Ash Blossom. So not a lot of decks except for like Mirror Match, which we don't expect that much, right? Even though we are blind going first, like not a lot of decks can play through this anyway. So we just outgrind with that. So that was pretty easy and straightforward end. Um, so this is like honestly same hand, but I'm just gonna do it again. So with this hand, if they ash this, it's pretty good. So like, you have to pray they don't ash this, but again, you will shifter so that you don't get drolled, because droll's relevant in this format. The search would be it's either Fenrir or Unicorn, right? So let's think about it for a second. If we search Unicorn and it gets impermed, what's our next play? We search on Riser, banish the birth, and make Shang and pass. But we only checked like the imperm once, and maybe they could have held the ash for something else. Because when we activate this, they really can't ash, to be fair. Because this we could be playing like Snake Eye variant, right? Then they would rather ash something else. So if we end on Shang, I mean it's fine, but I'm just saying they can ash it and we have like 0 interruption, but like, except for these. And this is dead because of shifter, right? So imperm shifter is like not bad, but so what if what if this go through? Like if they let us search, then we can search the Theosis, and then this will banish the birth. Play very similar, which is really good because we can enter multiple cache names, including Shang, and then have birth. What if we search this? This search, they imperm again to just lock us down. No matter what, we can end on Shang. But as I said, if they were like holding Ash, it's bad. So like with this hand, we don't. Like in comparing these two, Unicorn has like way higher return. So so that's why we're gonna do this. And another, I guess, important thing is they still really. Oh, never mind. From here, they know we are playing third cache, by the way, because of shifter, right? So I guess if we summon the Unicorn, they would 100% negate that. And if they have interruption, so this checks everything. But yeah, but either way, I think the return is way higher, so we gotta risk if this gets impermed or not. Let's say it didn't get impermed. Another thing is if they have Valor, they can't do it, right? So this only can be stopped like imperm Ash. So let's say it went through. In this case, we go Theosis here. Theosising under Shifter is kind of bad because you normally want this card to be in the grave. But then if you hard open Rise Heart, it becomes infinitely better because like regardless of this, the Theosis getting negated, we're getting birth back. So do that and then bring out the Fenrir, get the birth, and then Fenrir search Rise Heart. I guess it's like exact same board, so I'm just gonna spam these out and then just pass. So again, use the Fenrir, not the Unicorn, to play on around the triple tech. So hopefully next testing we don't draw the shifter, so I may show you guys something different. This hand you obviously bricked, so hopefully that doesn't happen in the real tournament. Okay, so no shifter, but like so many cash cards, right? So I'll show you like how you play this. So this hand you start with Unicorn first because even if this gets negated, you still have 2 other extenders, right? But let's assume it didn't get negated. So in this case, you get the birth. So like the big difference, there are two big differences. So right now we don't have the Resource, and then we didn't resolve the shifter, and then we only have 1 non-engine, even though we play 17 in the main deck. So we gotta like make our board really layered, and then have multiple interruptions so that we can just get our turn back with just 1 Ash Blossom. So here, you can spare summon normal summon Fenrir or normal Rise Art. But in this case, you normal Fenrir because this can be summoned by itself. So like, I'm just saying, if you don't have Fenrir, you play this hand with normal summon Rise Art and deck play. But for here, with this hand, you just normal Fenrir because you can search on this. So you just search the Scareclaw because you already have Rise Art, and then so if you know they are on like a no Nibiru deck, then you make this with these 2. But here, you just can't know that. So you have to assume they could be on Nibiru. So we make this, and then now if we ever use these two, we get locked into Xyz, and then we kind of want to save this for if they have Imperm plus Nibiru pair, so they can just wipe our board, and we at least end on the Fenro, so at least that forces their battle phase, Nibiru battle the Fenro. So if we have Scareclaw, we try to start with the Scareclaw, and then we banish this because most likely we'll try to bring this back with the birth, and then we want this as a follow-up. So from here, you just spare summon this because you're already normaled, and then you banish the Theosis here because you get a free card, and you're just basically making him level 7. So the thing is, like, this card and this card doesn't really do anything, right? So if you play Harmonizer, you can make that. It's like not a bad idea. It's an interruption, but I just think like that card interruption is like not that strong anyways, so that's why I'm not playing it. So from here, you can make Shang using, yeah. So what I would do is spare summon just another name, doesn't really matter. So I guess summon this guy, and then overlay Shang. So like, to be fair, like risking all that isn't that worth it, because your board isn't that strong anyways if you play like this, right? But at least you get a follow-up, and then Shang can bring out the Fenro next turn, and because you have the Scare Cash, if they have like Fenro, then if they battle, that's not a Little Knight, then the Fenro will get negated, anything like that. So it's like slightly better. And then I would probably, like, at this point they would declare Nibiru, and then if they do, you banish just these two, right? And then if they chain Imperm to Little Knight, then um you lose the whole board. So here's the decision: if you declare the birth right now and end on these, they can still Nibiru right here, and then Imperm, you lose the whole board. So because this will try to bring Fenro anyways, I would rather try to pass right here, so that when they Nibiru, we at least end on this. I think actually, so because of that issue, what you can do is just bring out the Fenro by the Theosis targeting this, right? So you have two Fenros, and then use the Scare Cash as the Xyz material, because like that effect is way too niche, unless you're like playing Mirror, right? So you end this, you don't declare the birth just in case they Imperm Nibiru. If they like already use their Imperm, it just implies they don't have those kind of pairs, so you can just like end on Scare Cash, reborn the Fenro and pass, and this can bring out the Unicorn their turn, so you just have just bunch of monsters. So you just try to just out resource them by having like five monsters in your ending board, and then next turn it'll bring out the Unicorn, and then basically you just have to like try to survive, and SP definitely helps you doing that instead of compared to just having these three. And then even if you play Ogre, doesn't really do anything with this hand, right? Because like can't really set up that crazy layered stuff like Ogre, and like no one really plays Trap, so Ogre wouldn't rip any card. So like even if you Theosis into Ogre, it's like, in my opinion, it doesn't really do anything. So in other hand, you can do Bagooska, so I will show you that. So this end is like way too similar to the first two ends, so I'll just skip it. You guys already know how to do it. Okay, so let's just, because we have the Nibiru, which is a little slightly different, I'm gonna show you guys how I will play this. So first, activate races first. This would, I honestly bring out the Unicorn, because even if that Unicorn gets Imperm, we do have Prosperity to attempt to find the our spell, any of the spells, and we have imperm Nibiru, so we can, even if the like this gets charged, the worst case, we still have 2 hand traps plus the like unicorn to rip cards like a princess, stuff or SP, anything relevant. So I think it's worth taking the risk. But if you search like Riser and summon the Fenro, of course you can like dig into Birth, but I think it's not. I think just going for unicorn and see what they do is just better. So let's do that, and then let's say this got negated, right? Because that can always happen. This got negated, and then we dig 4/6. Now I get to show you guys like what to banish. So in your hand, you don't have any level 3, so this can easily go. We play 2 for like niche situation. This can always go. So when you have Nibiru, you kind of want to IPSP during their turn, so that SP can banish one of your side, and then after you nib, whatever you banish, like say that you banish the Fenro and their monster, then Fenro gets returned, and you have the Nibiru. So I kind of it depends on what you find, but find the birth. That's always hustle, so I rather keep those. Big Eye doesn't come up, especially when you go first. Also, this card doesn't really matter. Typhon I'd rather keep even if we don't know what they're really doing. Let's see. Like Zeus is a little weird, but I think like we can let Zeus go. So do this and then excavate 6. So what we mainly want are the spell. We didn't find it. But hand traps are honestly not that bad. So we already have Imperm Nibiru. Because we don't know what they're doing, I won't honestly grab another Imperm. So that way, if we can, we don't have to Nibiru them. So like we hopefully get our turn back with just double Imperm, and then we can start with the Unicorn. Like worst case, this somehow dies, then you can just Fenno. Like this is not like ideal situation because this got Impermed, but I think it was worth taking the risk. So if we started with the Fenro, it'll slightly get bettered when our first unicorn got our first monster search was negated, plus this not finding any spell. But I think the odds are pretty low. It happened right now, but it's very low, so that's why I took the risk. So I'll do a couple more, I guess. I want to show you guys some Bagooska line or link lines, I guess, because like we already know Shang Pass and under 5 summons. So yeah, why am I so good at drawing structure? I don't know. So like as you can see, if you draw like this against the fire deck, you just win, and just happens pretty often. So that's why Kashtira is really strong right now. So I think yeah, this hand is definitely the hand where you can do link plays. So I'm gonna also assume this card get negated, right? But we already have Birth and the Riser. So we don't summon Riser because we're gonna link. And then this will banish the Fenro. And they'll lose 3 cards from their deck, and then we Fenro Birth back the Fenro, and then Fenro search the Scare Cache. Where is... yeah. And then you're gonna just link these 2 away into IP Masquerena and then pass. So this is under 4 summon, and then there's like multiple reasons why this is good. So first reason I guess is we have the Nibiru. So we want to resolve the Nibiru. So when we SP and banish our monster, it could be SP or like Fenro and their monster, then we get one of that back at least. So it's like +1 basically, because normally when you Nibiru, you lose your whole board in the as a trade. But yeah, so like say that you have like Anton Sheng, Unicorn, Fenro, so like it kind of conflicts because you like those cards are kind of tough to out for opponent when they're breaking our board. But like if you have the Nibiru, then you're just losing all the big guys, and Shang, which has a like a protection effect, just tributing for no reason, right? So you make the light board, and you never risk opponent's Nibiru. So that way, if they summon more just to out all these, you just Nibiru if you have to. So during opponent's turn, you will use the Fenno first. So after that, you have two options. So you declare the IP when you have to make the SP to out certain stuff. Then you can, one option, you can just SP with these two because this doesn't really do anything. And also, if it gets triple tech, it becomes a little weird. So you can SP out something, and then if they do something, you can SP again. Say that they witch pitch something to summon, which declare the effect, then you can SP banish these two, and they'll have to summon something else, and then like use the original. And then when they Oak Reborn something, so they have like two guys, then you can Nibiru, for example, like because there's probably more than 5 summon. And then also what you can do is like, I'm just gonna show you guys like you have empty board basically, right? Because you use the SPs both effects. So they already lost like 3 resources, right? And then when they birth something relevant, then you can chain Scare Cache. So that way birth suddenly sees something's spells activated, and you control the Kashtira monster during the unrest. That you can banish 3 cards from the grave. Now and then you can Nibiru. There's just like no way they can actually get rid of it. On top of you failing something, like if they make Phoenix, then you just win the game because they can't stop this. So that's one like really nice play. Thinking especially because we did that on their assuming like our unicorn got negated. So now this end we have the field. So like I'll just show you like what we do. Or we can make Bagooska. Only thing about Bagooska though, we normally, not normally, but like we want to make this when we don't have race sauce, because when we have race sauce, Shang's way too appealing to give up, right? So I'll just say we open the monster, like for example Fenrir instead of that Shang, and as you can see, oh, we only have one Ash Blossom as a like a non-engine, so we kind of have to make a strong board. So for example, SP Bagooska Fenrir. So let's try to make that. So Fenrir effect, search the unicorn. They can hand trap us at any point, but for now, I'll just ignore that part. And then, so how you make Bagooska, right? You just use these two mainly. If you use Zephyros, there's like better ways, but we don't play that for now. So you just first summon him and then Theosis, and then you can just bring these back with the bird. So it's like nothing crazy, but the whole point is you do that on top of SP or IP, not like just Bagooska, because like if you're just Bagooska comboing, just play something else, right? So you do this, you have to summon Fenrir here, because you have no way to like extend right here, right? So now you first summon this, and then the only sad part about Bagooska is we don't get like a Theosis Spanish search. So technically -1, but this hand is a perfect example because we already have the birth. As long as we get the turn, we have a pretty good chance to win. So we just pass on here. We have like this is really hard for them to out, and then 2 interruption, assuming they out this. So 3 interruption and then 4 interruption. But like most deck for them to out this, unless they're playing cards like Board Breaker Approach, like say that they're playing Hand Trap Snake Eye. That's where you make it specifically. If you know they're on Board Breaker, you obviously don't make this, right? So that's why like decks like Kashtira like gets better when we know what opponents are doing. Right now, if they're on like Board Breaker or like Kashtira Snake Eye, it's really hard to. I guess like yeah, like decks like Snake Eye, they just make every board like same board every time, right? But Kashtira can do like slightly differently every time. So anyways, so say that they are on the hand trap variant. So normal summon Snake Eye Ash, can't do anything, and then like say that they bonfire into Popular. Popular on summon effect wouldn't activate obviously, and then you can consider ashing bonfire in this specific case, but let's say you just didn't. And then if they declare bonfire, you can even SP just to get rid of the body on the field, or I guess like because of that they will bonfire first. summon popular, like normal summon Ash or like any hand trap, make Anima, and then make SP, right? Now, if they the SP target Bagooska, if you have Imperm, it becomes slightly different interaction, so you can Imperm it, and then when they chain SP to out something, you can SP to dodge that effect, so this will, like Bagooska will stay on, but we don't have Imperm now, so you just let this Bagooska vanish. But then they used normal summon plus the bonfire, so only way for them to really play is cards like Original Sinful or like a 1-for-1 and like you have cards like Ash Blossom on top, right? So you can Ash like if they're original, and on res you can also birth, you can Fenro, so you can also SP, so that's why Bagooska really strong. Yeah, and I'll just see last hand. I'm not gonna just yeah. So this hand is a little. It depends on what you see with the pros, but that's another hand where you don't have a lot of hand traps. I just want to find some hand that's like worth mentioning. Yeah. So for example, this hand, you would most likely play the Link Summon again. So like this can be negated, or they just let it go because they don't know you're pure cash or not. Let's say they just negate it, right? And then because you have Nibiru, you want to Link Summon, so that as I said, when you SP, there's stuff you get whatever you SP'd back. So this search the Scare Cache. And then I'm just gonna skip. You're birthing back the Venom after linking away. So this is only 4 summon. Everyone's play, like a lot of people play 3 Nibiru, so plays a play around that. So when they try to play, you have multiple inner options, and then let's say you used these two for the SP, and then say that they did something, and then you already used the Birth and Fenro, so you have no regrets getting rid of them. So you SP the Witch, and then you get rid of the Fenro. So you banish it temporarily, and then when they make more play, you just Nibiru, right? They got a token. They probably pass on token because they had to play through so many things. And then on top of that, like if they have the last push, you would Imperm, then you will get the Fenro. And even if they outed this, like say they somehow escape that away, you have the follow-up, you just search the Rise Art, Spare Summon it, get the Birth, you have the full rotation. Yep, and that'll be it. Thanks for watching, see you guys next time.